And some ask themselves why the big time is passing by. They want it all and they want it now. No need to wonder how or why. They decide to make a connection with the bearer of life from the other side. It's a self-centered new world reflection. It's a one-way ticket for a hell of a ride. They're making a deal. Whether down at the crossroads or Hollywood and Vine, they're making a deal. Gonna have it all for a moment in time. You may be a kingpin drug.
Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
This is Night Dreams Talk Radio Network News, and I'm James Creechbaum. For all the truckers out there that's traveling in the East Tennessee into two North Carolina areas, due to some of the precipitation falling as rain Thursday, plus the anticipated melting on the warmer surfaces, snowfall should be limited just a bit overall. However, many areas will see 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. A few isolated areas could see snowfall amounts greater than 3 inches. If you're traveling in the southwest area, the rain will start up as early as Friday evening throughout Saturday morning. The precipitation will become much more widespread, where much of the southwest will be dealing with soggy conditions for the remainder of the day. Rain totals could reach up to 2 inches in Arizona and New Mexico. Also, if you're in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, you could run into 8 inches of possible snow. The rest of the country for tonight is pretty clear, except for middle to eastern Texas, across to Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida. Rain and heavy rain and thunderstorms. South Carolina, North Carolina, into Tennessee, and a little bit of Kentucky, mixture of rain and freezing rain. But eastern Tennessee into North Carolina, snow. Upstate New York and northern Pennsylvania, also snow. So be careful out there. Latest temperature over 20 degrees Celsius at Antarctica sparks serious concerns. A new record temperature of, 69.35 degrees Fahrenheit, breaking the barrier of 20 degrees for the first time on the continent, and that's 20 degrees Celsius, has been recorded in Antarctica. Now, the temperature that high had never been registered in Antarctica. And the one scientist goes on to say, we had never seen a temperature this high in Antarctica. Brazilian soil scientist also, he goes on to say the reading was taken as part of a 20-year-old research project on the impact of climate change on the region's permafrost. He also added that taking this monitoring at the station on an island off the continent's northern tip on February 9th has no meaning to the terms of climate change trend, because it is a one-of temperature and not part of a long-term data set. Now, accelerating melting off from glaciers and especially ice sheets in Antarctica is helping drive sea level rising, threatening coastal megacities and small island nations. The past decade has been the hottest on record, the United Nations said just last month, with 2019 the second hottest year ever after 2016. And 2020 looks to set to continue the trend. Last month was the hottest January on record in Antarctica. Scientists say that Earth is about to enter a 30-year miniature ice age, in news which appears to be in complete contradiction with predictions of global warming. Scientists are now predicting that the next 30 years may actually bring a prolonged period of abnormally cold weather. Such periods occur only once every 400 years. The last time they happened was from 1645 to 1715, when the Mondor minimum brought such cold winters that the Thames River literally froze over. The reduction in temperature will result and the cold weather on Earth, wet and cold summers, cold and wet winters. We will possibly get big frost, as this is happening now in Canada, where they see temperatures of minus 50 degrees Celsius. But this is only the start. There is more to come in the next 33 years. The Earth is changing. Magnetic North Pole moves from Canada to Siberia. The magnetic North Pole moves away from Canada due to the weakening of the Earth's magnetic field. Traditionally, the magnetic North Pole has been located within the Canadian Arctic, but it has moved slowly to Siberia at a rate of 34 miles per year over the last 20 years. Several scientists believe that the field will finally flip over completely on its axis, meaning that there will be a successful reversal of the North and the South, something that happened several times before, although it is uncertain when this will occur or what effect it will have on the human civilization. Next news break, top of the hour.
From the compound in beautiful Gig Harbor, Washington. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Good evening or morning. Well, depending on your time zone. This is Gary. Are you ready to go for a real ride in the paranormal? Our rig is filled up. We're ready to go. Tonight's guest is Whitley Strieber. Going to be talking about the coming superstorm. And his other book, A New World. Get yourself a nice, comfortable, easy chair. Curl up by the fire. Get yourself something hot to drink. Because tonight we're going to rock. Hey, James, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Not bad at all. Today was a cold day here in Dover. Let me tell you, it was like 20 degrees. I couldn't even get too far outside. I said, oh, no, I'm going to go back in.
Well, you know one thing, too. You know why the we're going to maybe go into a mini ice age? And I've been protecting that for a long time. Also, the sun spot activity is barely doing anything right now. And it's kind of going into a hibernation stage. And when that does it, it doesn't put out the energy, the heat. So a lot of strange things are going. We have Antarctica. We got the sun. Who knows what's going to happen next? But I can tell you one thing. We have Whitley Strieber on, and we're going to be talking about the coming of the global superstorm. And that is going to be a great show tonight, a great topic, because you know what? Him and Art Bell wrote that book about 20-some years ago, and the timing just happens to fit perfect right now.
Yeah, that movie still, I'll tell you, I remember watching it when it came out. The part that really got me is when the guys are outside and they're taking, they're breathing, and it got so cold so fast that just breathing, they froze solid.
Well, that is not fake. Something like that could happen if the temperatures dropped instantly. You know what? That movie was not far-fetched. And we're going to find out a lot about it tonight with Whitley. Whitley Strieber, if people don't know about him, I'll tell you a little bit about it. He was abducted by aliens, had an implant put in. And we're going to talk about that also tonight, along with his new book, A New World. So it's going to be a great show. And I'm also waiting for Ryan to call in with the latest UFO reports, which should be in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've even got a few reports within the last few days. I haven't reported them because I knew he was going to come on. He might have the same thing. But, yeah, they've been popping up, these reports. A lot of them I've noticed in the Southwest seem to pick up.
Yeah, well, what can I say? Also, on the internet, there's so many fake videos appearing again. I thought it slowed down, but you know what? That person's putting them out again. So
Uh-oh.
Yeah, what can I say? Anyway,
I-
hi, Ryan. How you doing, my friend?
Hello. How are you guys doing tonight?
I am
Hey,
doing
Ryan.
totally awesome. In fact, I'm doing so good I could gag myself with a spoon tonight.
All right.
Oh,
Sounds like a good time.
Like you, my friend. How are you doing?
I am doing just fine.
The family?
fine tonight.
How's the family doing?
Everyone is doing good. Just put the kids to bed and ready to rock and roll.
Okay, you know who our guest is tonight, don't you?
I believe so.
Well, it starts with a W, ends with a S. Whitley Strieber is going to be on tonight.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're-
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the coming global superstorm, and then we're going to be talking about a new world. And that's all based on the aliens communicating with him. So it's going to be a great, great show here tonight.
Yeah, he's got some really good accounts about his what do they call it, implants. Yeah, hopefully maybe he'll bring those up tonight. Who knows?
Oh, that's one of the things on my list. Well, what is going on with ufology? Oh, any cool reports?
Yeah, we got a couple good ones tonight, so let's get down to business here. All right. First of all, we got one out of Arizona. This one here was an oval-shaped craft, and it happened on the 9th this month. It says, I was watching a contrail from a jet overhead. I watched a bronze-colored oval-shaped craft fly through the contrail. It turned around and came back through it. It left no trail of its own. He said he went to go reach for his phone that his daughter was using at the time. He said, but when he looked back up, it was gone. Now, this one here, I had another one sent to my email address of someone talking about a similar account that happened out of Pittsburgh. So, but it wasn't bronze, it was silver, and it did the same thing. It flew through a contrail and took off, which is pretty crazy. Good
Interesting.
coincidence.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, next up we got Colorado and Lakewood. This one here, it says, I was standing outside of my second-floor apartment in North Lakewood, close to White Ridge, staring at the sky when I saw a small light dart downwards across the sky as I was looking straight out. About 5 minutes later, 45 degrees to the left, which would be going from southeast to south, I saw far away in the sky, it must have been moving, he said it was moving very slow. He said he couldn't make out whether it was a cylinder or a rectangle, but he said it was huge. And it said like a mile, he said it was moving, I'm sorry here, I'm mixing up my words, I apologize. He said it was moving 20 miles per hour, and he said he had a bunch of little lights on it. And he said it also had windows. And he said he thought at first it was someone flying a banner, but then he thought to himself, why is there so many lights on this? He tried to follow it, but he said it only lasted about 10 seconds, and it disappeared. Now, the part I left out that I skipped over, I apologize. He said that this thing must have been over a mile wide. Now, that's pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, for someone to mistake it for a banner, I mean, I can guess how you would mistake it for something at first, because you probably can't believe what you're seeing, but I guess for it to have all those windows on it and lights has got to be a sight to see. And I should mention these are from the New Fork site.
Okay.
All right, next one here is from Berkeley, California. It says this is a triangle one. He says he was outside looking at the ISS trying to, I guess he was trying to follow it. And he was looking from northwest in the sky. It started moving. He said something caught his eye. He turned back, I guess, to the left, and he saw this triangle shape, and it had 3 lights. And just like me and James were talking about last week, the same exact thing. 3 lights on the points, red light in the middle. But this one here, he said he saw smaller crafts flying around it, I guess back and forth, and it lasted about 5 minutes. He didn't get a picture of it or a video.